we're feeding really well off each other.
Yeah.
I like this.
Oh, that looks like we're live. Let me check. Turn the mic off.
I apologize. There were some technical difficulties there as the stream ended, but we are finally back to playing after that long break. The score is 13-9 in the third set here. There was a call being debated for about 5 to 7 minutes there, but we are back out. As Anissa serves it, it is in the net. That's going to be a point for Webb. The score is now 10-13 in USN's favor. Jeffrey, what are you seeing here in this third set? What is USN doing that's going to keep them ahead? What is Webb going to have to do to keep them in the game?
I think it's consistency is the most important thing. What's been different about this third set so far is that it hasn't been a bunch of back and forth and runs. USN's been consistently 3 to 4 points ahead pretty much for the whole set so far. And if you can keep that cushion and have that insurance for a couple mistakes, that's really important.
Oh, a big spike there from number 19, Lauren Rust, as it was a little too hot to handle for Anissa, and that is a big kill for Webb. They really needed that point there. It is 13-11. The score is the USN leads only by 2. Anissa with a great bump over the net as Webb is unable to return it. That is a point for USN. The student section now in
rowing formation.
They're lined up in what seems to be a row, like a rowing team.
Yeah. Interesting. I like it.
Interesting. It is USN serves. That was Jessica Molenbach. Josie with a great dig. Anissa back over the net. It is blocked, but it is bumped up. Josie able to get the bump. But
just the net.
Yeah, Tate was on the net in that last point, and it is Webb's point. The score now 14-12 in this third set here.
Yeah,
serving is Lauren Rust.
Webb's crept their way back in.
Lauren hits it out of bounds, and that is going to be a USN point. The score now 15-12 in USN's favor. We have the students doing push-ups. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. We have some students doing push-ups for every point the USN has, which is 15. We now lead 15-12. Those calling friends on the push-ups. The ball is out of bounds, and that is once again a point for USN. Really taking command of this third set.
USN is really playing mistake-free right now, all things considered.
Webb is able to knock it over the net, but it is blocked twice in a row by Julia. She is not letting anything in there. But that spike by Webb and Swanson, that was it. That was in. The score is now 16-13.
Yep. One thing of note for right now, number 19 for Webb, who has been their most dynamic player, she's checked out. You got to take advantage of these couple points.
Josie sets it for Abigail. She gets it right over the net. That is a kill for Abigail Green. The score now being 16-13. 17-13.
Yeah.
My mistake. USN plowing through this Webb team here. The biggest lead of the game so far for USN.
And it just increased by 1. A little bit of a miss hit there by number 13 on Webb. Miscommunication either way. USN
closing in on
5.
Closing in on the end of this game here.
Yeah.
The ball, Maddie serving for USN, serves it over to the other side. Is bumped back to USN. Set for Tate. No, sorry, Julia, but it is out of bounds.
Yeah, that looked like it was probably going to be a hard ball to spike right there. But especially went for it. Unfortunately, it went out the right side.
Tate receives the serve, sets it for Julia. So Maggie Hayes, and it is blocked and out of bounds, but that is a USN point.
It is, yeah. Good block right there. Good defense.
Just went the wrong way.
Right, went the wrong way.
The score now 19-14, USN. Ava serving it to the Webb side. It is dug out
Great dig by Tate.
By Tate, yes. Anissa hits it over to the Webb side. They're able to return it with a big spike. But it is out of bounds. That is a USN point. Now 20-14, up 6 points. Khalil Anderson doing some push-ups. The crowd is loving it. Jeffrey, what are you seeing? What does USN need to keep doing right now?
I think USN needs to keep letting Webb, have these, basically just keep the points going and wait for Webb to make a mistake, because that's really what the game's, this set has been so far. It's just a lot of unforced errors from Webb and not a lot from USN. They played very technically sound volleyball in this set. Just 5 more points and they'll have it on this senior night.
Their front hitters have been a total force at the net. Not a lot getting past them now.
Yeah, it really seems like a lot of play runs through maybe 2 players on Webb. USN has many dynamic players that they can rely on to win these points.
Jessica serving it now over to the Webb side. Webb returns it with a hit from Autumn Swanson. Josie to Julia, but it is blocked at the net. That is going to be a Webb point. The score now 20-15. Webb closing the lead now by 5. The lead is now 5 as USN leads 20-15. Anissa bumps it to Josie to Maggie. But USN is barely able to get it over to the other side with a block in between 6 hits, the maximum amount with a block in between. Julia able to bump it over to the Webb side while being out of bounds. But the Webb touches the net. The score is now 21-15.
Another lucky break there. Jessica Moonbach checks in for Spessard here in these last 4 points. USN trying to close it out here.
This is a great opportunity for USN. They're up by 6. They just need to, for Webb to win, USN needs to beat themselves here. USN needs to be mistake-free in these last few points. Speaking of mistakes, there's the ball goes out of bounds, and that is a point for Webb. The score is now 21-16.
Looked like Barbieri just got a little excited there.
Yeah.
Went pretty far out the back.
Webb serving.
Oh!
Nobody retrieves it because the ball is going out of bounds. The score is now 22-16.
And 21 just sailed that one. 2 straight sailed balls, some sloppy plays.
Anissa serving. Josie, a tip over the net, but it is returned by Webb, setting up a big spike, but it is returned by Jessica. And Josie, and they're barely able to get it over the net. Webb now with the tip. And Ava's not quite able to get the dig as Webb closes the lead by 5.
Looked like a missed opportunity there for USN. Definitely looked like one of those spikes from Webb was going to go out, but it was kept in play.
Score is now 22-17 in this third set. Josie bumps it up for Tate, and that ball is out.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. If you're USN, you cannot afford these unforced errors. You got it now. And the important thing is that you have this cushion.
The score is still being 22-18, with USN with a sizable lead here. And Ava is able to get a little tip over the net as Webb cannot return that, and the score is now 23-18, closing in on this lead, closing in on this win.
Great finesse up at the net here by USN.
Josie serving now. It is bumped back to the USN side. Josie sets it for Tate, a big run up, but it is blocked. Oh, Warren.
Great defense by
Warren hits
Anissa.
it, but Jessica is able to return that monster smash. Jessica launches it to Josie, who sets it for Tate with a big smash, but is able to get returned. And that ball is out. Warren Russ hits it out of bounds, off a set. Score is now 24-18.
Yeah, Webb really, they fly with number 19 and they fall with number 19. Right now, it looks like they are about to fall. It is 24-18 match point here for USN.
Serving is Jessica Mollenbach, who's able to get over the net. Oh, and a big smash by Maddie, and that is the game.
That will do it.
Wow, what a game, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I mean, if you're USN, that's really what you wanted there at the end.
Both teams in a huddle now, as they talk about that last set.
I guess it's 3 out of 4.
Our mistake. That was not the game. we will join you back for the fourth set.
Yeah. Here, 1 second. Let me clarify. Yeah. So looks like we may have been given some bad information. We thought this was a 2 out of 3. Turns out this is a 3 out of 5. More volleyball. Let's go. We'll be back after the break.
And we're back in the fourth set. Both teams have taken the court. USN leads 2-1 in these sets. Jeffrey, what have you been seeing from USN in this match?
Yeah, well, it's kind of been a tale of two teams so far. You've got the one that plays very technically sound volleyball, and the one that's making a lot of mistakes. And in the first set, it was the one that was making mistakes. Second, a little bit in the middle. In the third, they really turned it on, and yeah, I mean, they kind of took over that third set, won comfortably. You're looking for the same thing here in the fourth if you're USN.
Josie Whelan will be serving. From the net, returns by Webb. Oh, and there's a dig, but there is able to get it over with a little bit of miscommunication. Maddie tips it over. But it is returned by Webb to Anissa, to Abigail with a big smack, but oh, to Maddie. the ball, they were able to return Abigail's hit, but they were not able to stop the Maddie train.
Yeah, Maddie's been more of a presence on the offensive side of the ball here as this match has progressed. She started out really with a lot of good blocks, but she started spiking now. She's looking good.
Speaking of, Maddie with another spike, but it is returned. But Webb bumps it over to the USN side. A little bit of miscommunication as it falls to the ground. The score is 1-1 here. Should not be 1-1. It should be. There's been more than 2 points. Okay, score now being 2-1 as Webb serves it into the net.
Yeah, Webb really hasn't been able to consistently find that groove they were in early on in this match.
Tate serves it, but it is in the net.
Yeah, so back-to-back bad serves there from either team. They end up canceling out. If USN, you would have wanted to take advantage of that last mistake.
Score being 2-2 here in the fourth set. It is served by Webb, but returned. Oh, and a big spike by Abigail as it hits off the hand of Lauren Rust out of bounds, and that is a point for USN, 3-2. Now USN leading.
Yeah, Abigail Green's also starting to become a force there on the right side. 2 straight, not great 2 serves there for USN.
Yeah, Tate misses her mark on that serve as the game is once again tied 3-3. That is going to be an ace for Webb as the serve hits off the hands of Anissa out of bounds. Webb serving once again. It is in the net, and the score is tied 4-4. This set has been really back and forth. A lot of serves into the net and a lot of aces.
That's what I was gonna say. Back and forth, but not in a great way. You know, if you're either team here, you wish you could take advantage of the mistakes that the opponent's making. But right now, both teams are making those mistakes.
That ball barely makes it over the net as Anissa retrieves it. It is blocked at the net after Tate's hit. Julia is able to get it over number 21, Charlotte Kartoff.
Number 13 looks like she grazed the net there. Doesn't take much. That point will go to USN.
5-4 now. USN leading. Ava serves it, and it is off the hand of Autumn Sponson. That's going to be another point for USN as they finally get out of this 1-point lead.
A lot of mishits.
A lot of mishits. USN leads 6-2. Ava once again serving. Sets it up for number 3, Kristen Logan. It is over the net. USN is able to retrieve it. No, they are not. Anissa dives for it, but she was not able to dig that ball.
Yeah, there's been a couple so far this match where Anissa's given a lot of effort, but just not quite been able to get there.
This lead has been closed to 6-5. There's a bump from Tate to Julia, who is able to recover. That is over to Webb. It is blocked to the net by Josie. A little celebration from USN.
What a block there, Josie, of course, both on the offense and defensive side.
The student section now chanting on his head.
Well,
or her head.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Jessica now checking in for Julia.
Jessica now checking in, and she will be serving. And now the serve. It is in the net.
3 now.
The lead is now been cut to 1 as USN leads 7-6. A very tight fourth set here, Jeffrey. Oh, and another serve into the net. Serve into the net into the faces of her hitters.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of mishaps, a lot of bad serves.
I haven't been formally counting, but it's probably 4 or 5 between both of these teams.
Webb is able to spikes it, but it goes out of bounds. That's another point for USN, who is leading by 3 now. That is another serve into the net. A lot of really short, quick points here, whereas the rest of the match has been really long and hard-fought points. This could have something to do with the players being tired in the fourth set.
Definitely, for sure.
Anissa's able to get it over the net. Webb returns with a spike. It is blocked. Oh, and it's dug out by Josie. Maddie able to get it back over the net. A big play by Josie Whelan, but it is shut down by number 19, Lauren Rust.
Yeah,
a big spike.
There she is again. She's always lurking.
A big name on this team.
I think Josie's been a really important stabilizing presence for USN so far in all aspects of the game.
She had a really great dig on that.
Yeah, she did. She's been very consistent, and she's making sure everyone. She's a very vocal communicator. She's a very important part of this team.
That serve is knocked out of bounds. That's a Webb point. The score has been cut to 0. The score is tied 9-9 in Sperling Gymnasium in the fourth set. That ball is hit to Philadelphia. It's way out of bounds. That it was going to be a USN point.
Yeah, 21 definitely likes to try and hit those real hard, but sometimes that results in balls going way out the back.
Josie will serve. Set up and bumped over, but Josie's able to recover once again. Anissa smacks it over to the Webb side, but they are able to respond with a spike. Jessica recovers that spike, and that ball is in. That was Tate. That was Tate. That very close call on the outside edge. She's really been living out there.
You know, I'm comfortable with saying that was not in, but it was called in.
Well, it was in.
Okay, all right. It's not like we have an effect on the game. Right?
No. We have no bias, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Oh, and that net was touched. The net was touched.
I don't know. Perhaps.
Yes, I did see a couple USN hands on the net there. That point is given to Webb, even though the ball fell short of the net.
Perhaps it was a makeup call. Perhaps it was a makeup call. By the way, it's 11-10 now. Really back and forth here in the fourth set.
Oh, and that's a great serve off the hands of Jessica Mullenbach, and that's going to be an ace.
That serve had quite a lot of backspin. Looked like it probably would have gone out the back if Jessica didn't hit it. So that's an unfortunate. That's a fortunate break there for Webb.
Score has been cut to 0, 11-11. Excuse me. Now it is 12-11 as USN takes the lead on a serve in the net once again.
Yeah, it's got to be 7 or 8 now.
We have seen more serves in the net than we have seen the whole game. Gina McGruder checking in for the first time today. She will be serving. A big applause from the audience. A lot of support there for Gina. She hits it over to the other side. It is set up for a big spike. Gina is able to return that. Julia into the hands of Webb, but they are no match for Julia's power as she overtakes them. Just in a show of force, really.
Yeah,
a big spike.
Energy building there. That's one of the first points so far this set where it's really been good volleyball and a good finish from either side.
Anissa now setting it up for Josie, who sets it up for Abigail. A big smack from Abigail. Able to get her over to the other side. Gina gets it up to Josie. So Julia is able to for a big spike, but it is returned by Webb. Gina now with the saves the ball, and it is bumped back to the other side. They bump it back.
What a point!
There's a rally here. Josie sets it to Julia. The big spike, and it is out of bounds. That's going to be once again another kill for Julia. She has been dominant on that play.
As I said, it's Tate and Julia on the outside position there. Yeah. These long points, they have been consistent finishers.
That seems to be an integral part of their defense. Josie setting up Julia and Tate on the outside.
Yeah.
And that's gotten them a good portion of their points.
And there
Going
you go.
into this timeout, USN leads 15-11.
Yeah, and I think the reason for that run there was, I mean, as I said, it was back and forth, but not because it was necessarily good volleyball. It was just lots of mistakes from either side, lots of serves into the net. Finally, though, USN starts to get their thing.
Yep.
USN started to get their things
see,
together, and Webb wasn't able to, and therefore we saw USN pull away here in these last couple points.
Well,
15-11 now.
I would not count Webb out in this set.
Not.
They have been a dangerous opponent for USN, going on runs, shutting down their runs of their own.
Yep.
Really, Webb has been a dangerous opponent here.
Yeah, you don't want to count him out.
Ginna now serving. It is out of bounds. That's going to be a point for Webb. Score has been cut down to 3 as USN leads 15-12.
Once again, though, the important thing is to maintain this cushion, right?
That's right. Julia is able to retrieve that serve. She digs it. Abigail now smacking it down on the Webb defenders. Oh, it is blocked by Matt. A great block there by Maddie.
I mean, how many has she had?
More than I can count, for sure. I can't count very high,
Right.
but she certainly had a lot. But Maddie sits it into the net. Yet again, another mistake on the serving side. These players are getting tired. It has been a long match here in Spurwing Gymnasium in the fourth set. USN leads 16-13.
As you get tired, it's hard to be as consistent.
The ball goes right up to the judges' stand. She hands it off to Webb as she gives them the point. The score is now 16-14. Webb, as I was saying, has gone on this run. They've come back. They're not a team to count out. Ginna sets it up. There was a little confusion in communication there as the ball lands out of bounds. And as we were saying, USN starts getting a little comfortable. That's when mistakes start happening.
And how crucial was that timeout? Is that timeout looking now for Webb? I mean, the Tides.
Yeah, they were able to get their heads straight.
Right. And USN seems to have lost those for a little bit.
Yeah. I think it might be smart now for USN to have a second to gather their emotions, their thoughts. And that the score is now 17-15 on an out-of-bounds call on the side of USN. USN finally having a break in their in that onslaught Webb was putting onto them.
Looks like Baller coming in for Green.
Ava sets it for Josie, who sets it for Julia into the net. An opportunity that could have been something great, but it was in the net. We've seen that play many times here in Spurwing. Josie setting it for Julia. An absolute power duo. Anissa, who sets it for Josie once again, as I was saying, for Julia, and this time it goes down.
Maggie Hayes,
my mistake. And the score is now 18-16.
Couple subs now. It looks like we have Tate coming in for Ginna and Jessica in for Julia.
A lot of excitement from our student section as the players feed off the energy of the crowd here. The crowd goes quiet, however, as Jessica serves. Webb was able to return it with a little spike. Tate is able to stop the spike, but there's nobody to pick up her set.
Miscommunication there. You can't have that if you're USN. You won't be able to build a cushion if you're not playing sound.
That's right. The score now 18-17 in the favor of USN. Once again, some miscommunication. Maggie went up for the spike, but was called off by one of her teammates as she looks midair, and the ball falls to the ground. Those are the mistakes that are going to kill USN here. They have a big lead, and they're getting a little comfortable. A big spike there from Tate, but Webb responds with a spike of its own. It is returned by Jessica. Tate sends it over to the other side. Webb is able to get it and spike it, and that is going to be in the student section.
I mean, there's not much that USN could do there. That was good volleyball. At least they weren't being themselves like those last couple of things.
Yeah, no, that was a great athletic spike from number 3, Christian Logan. Ava, there was not much Ava could do there with that.
Another point there for Webb. Suddenly, USN finds themselves down by 2. If you're Coach Cox here, do you want to take a timeout?
I don't know. I think I would. I need to get my players straight. If I was Coach Cox, I think that Webb is going on a bit of a run here. A call that the student section does not agree with will give Webb a point. I'm not quite sure I understand that one, Jeffrey. I didn't see what USN did.
Yeah, we need another discussion between Josie and the judge here.
Josie seems to be the spokesperson for USN with the judge. There seemed to be some kind of call, and it's upsetting the Sperling Gymnasium as people try to figure out what that call was. Players visibly frustrated with the call, but they get ready for this serve being served by number 10 Autumn Swanson. Here's the serve. Jessica scoops it, but it is out of bounds. The score is now 18-22. USN takes the timeout.
Yeah. Maybe a little late.
Maybe a little late. I was thinking that as well.
It was pretty. I mean, this is now what, like a 5-6 point run here for Webb, and I mean the tide has really shifted here.
The tide has turned. As you remember, the beginning of this set, USN really came out strong, commanded up until they got to around 15, 16 points. That's when they got a little comfortable. Webb started coming back. You know, USN makes mistakes, and Webb will capitalize on that. If you're Coach Cox right now, Jeffrey, what are you saying to your team?
I mean, you've got to introduce some sort of different energy. You can't just say, go out there, play your brand of volleyball or whatever. You've got to either fire them up, just like change the energy, because the shoulders were slumping. 6 points in a row, or 5 points in a row will start to weigh on you. So you just need to introduce that reinvigorate your team.
That's right. And we are back in the court here as number 10, Autumn Swanson serves. It is scooped. It is a great serve. There's just not much
you can do about that. Great serve. Part of it is that Webb has been playing very good ball here. So
yes, Webb has been definitely a formidable opponent for this USN team. That is another point just sneaking by USN.
Yep, an ace there. 2 straight very well placed served. 8 points in a row now, I think. Looks like Webb's gonna come pull away with this 4th set.
Precision definitely seems to be key for this Webb serving team. Oh, and the ball is blocked. It's set up for Tate, and she gets it back over the net with a great spike. She is able to close the score to 19-24.
Yep, picked her spot there and hit it.
Webb is leading us by 5 points now with the set point. Anissa serves, and Webb is barely able to get it over the net. Josie sets it up for Tate, but it is bumped back. Oh, and it is in the net.
Yeah, it looked like it was in the net.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought Maddie had blocked that ball, but it was in the net. Anissa barely getting over the net with a little
saved by Ava.
Jessica now hitting it to the Webb side, who are able to return it with a tip. No, they are not. It is in the net. The score now 21-24. USN on a run here, which is what they needed. They cannot allow points right now.
And now Webb with a timeout. So we're seeing runs back and forth. Now you got a little chant coming from the crowd. That's what you like to hear from USN.
This Webb is like, their coach is telling them, you have this lead, calm down. All you need to do is minimize mistakes, and you'll win the set. But USN has really been going on a run. They're known for being tenacious. Yep. I believe that this is a situation they've been in before and been able to win.
Yep.
The score is 21-24 as USN exits the timeout. Anissa serving.
Yep. USN has a very strong veteran core. They have a strong backbone, and they're really going to rely on them in these times.
Anissa serves it, and it is set up to the Webb players. This is back and forth.
Another point for USN.
And it's another point for USN. USN going on, what is that, a 4-point run now?
Yeah, 4 points. Now for USN, you don't want to be scared of hitting an out. You don't want to be too careful. You don't want to think too much. You just got to keep playing your game.
You still want to keep that aggressive nature they've had all game. And that is another point for USN. The ball is out of bounds.
Webb looks stunned.
USN proving that they've been in this situation before, and their strong veteran senior core is able to bring them together for situations like this.
Oh!
And Anissa with an ace! The game is tied up. That game is tied up. And we see a very strong momentum change here as USN is back in this set with the ability now to get a lead. Anissa serving.
Webb with an 8-point run, and USN with at least a 6-point run of their own. And we're tied up at 24.
It's blocked, but it's over the net still as Tate gets it. And she gets the point. USN takes the lead 25-24 in the fourth set. USN leads the sets 2-1, so if they win this point, they win the match. Wow.
What a job by this team.
An amazing performance from this USN team. And Maddie wins the game! And the USN wins!
The crowd storms the court. What a win!
A great USN awesome win. That was absolutely amazing. The crowd storms the court as USN wins the match. What a performance from these girls. Jeffrey, you have any closing remarks today after senior night?
If that doesn't show what this team's made of, I don't know what is, or what will. I mean, down 6 points, you win 8 points in a row. And that's after you had an 8-point run against you. You're able to fight through that. I mean, it reminds me of, I knew this team had it in them. You remember the first set, there was a similar situation.
Yeah.
Big run by Webb, and then all of a sudden we're able to respond and come back. But being able to do that consistently and knowing that you have that ability to go on these runs is so important for your confidence. You know that you have a chance even when you're down.
Well, what a great performance from these girls. They're going to go home very happy today.
Indeed. So are the fans on this great senior night.
Well, thank you so much for joining us at USN Broadcasting. I am Aiden, and this is Jeffrey. Have a good night.